I think it's time for a final run for San Jose State. Keenan Ham and a bunch of other players have came back for one final season when they absolutely did not have to after last season. Going to a national championship, only losing one game the entire season, that being another one to Auburn, but we got to match up against them in the biggest game of the season, the national championship, and when it mattered most, we came out and won. And it wasn't like it was we narrowly scraped by a lot of these games. We had some really great performances throughout the season, and with guys like Keenan Ham now chasing a Heisman Trophy, we have Damian Wooden and Leon Chanawan back for another season to be one of the best cornerback duos in the nation. This video is very much going to be just strictly gameplay because we don't need to do no recruiting. We're never going to see these recruits, for the next season. So we don't need to recruit. I don't need to waste your time with that. Even though we did win the national title, we still start the season number 12 in the polls, so maybe a little bit of disrespect for us, but we're going to see now if we can, accomplish the only thing we haven't done yet for this team, and that is a Heisman Trophy for Keenan Ham, who absolutely is good enough to do that, as we take on Pitt in week 1 of the season. It's 31-17. I once again made sure that the schedule was not going to be easy. I don't want a cakewalk to the playoffs or a national championship or a #1 ranking. I want to make it difficult, and taking on Alabama and Florida State will be part of that in our non-conference schedule. Let's focus on the game we have at hand here, as Pitt with the touchdown. 8.5 minutes to go, and they cut it to a one-score game, as now the running game of this San Jose State team is going to have to go through some adjustments. No more Cyril Bland, no Juan Carruthers, who graduated and went to the NFL 2 years ago. Instead, it's going to be Small. He's another one of these wide receiver hybrid types who, maybe started as a receiver but played a lot of running back, but now is going to be playing running back full-time here, as Small maybe got to fix up the number a little bit. 81 for a running back's looking pretty ugly here, but San Jose State not going to be able to convert on third down. Field goal try for the 2-score lead is going to be through the uprights and good, up by 10 with 5 minutes to play, and Pitt has got to go on a drive here if they're going to want to cut this back down to a one-score game and maybe have a chance to pull off a week 1 upset, but a speed option's not going to get anywhere here. 4th down and 2, another speed option. This time it works, and the big run past midfield, past the 40, and to about the 31-yard line, and Pitt in field goal range, keeping things going here. They can kick the field goal if they want to, but they definitely want the touchdown first, as they're going to throw a strike over the middle, caught, and down to the 1-yard line with 3 to go, and the defense, are they going to allow them to put it into the end zone? But not here, as Pete Kaiser gets a sack, loss of 11. They run it on 3rd down and goal, and oddly enough, 4th down and goal from the 13. Are you guys sure you don't want to kick the field goal to make it a one-score game? They're going to go for it. They do make the snap. We send the blitz, and it gets in. Incomplete. And I think that is a horrendous call, as Darren Small gets the carry, and there goes Small past midfield, and Darren Small, his first game at running back. How about an 87-yard touchdown for a 3-score lead to basically seal this game? And how quickly things have turned. You could have kicked a field goal to cut it down to a 7-point game, and you look back 30 seconds later and it's a 17-point game, and I don't know if anything Pitt can do on offense will be enough for them to get back into this one, as they'll throw over the middle, and they're racking up completions left and right, but it's too little too late, as it's going to be a throw to the outside. They're in the red zone. 5-yard gain, but under 2 to play. Shot is going to be intercepted, and the defense giving us the football back and an opportunity to put this one to bed for good. And with 18 seconds to play, still running the football, Darren Small to the outside, and there goes Darren Small again. Are you kidding me? Darren Small, 30, 20, you don't need to score. He's not going to. He'll get out of the 1-yard line. But look at the stat padding there. Darren Small, that was so unnecessary. It was 18 seconds to go, and we were very much in line to just run out the clock. Pitt was not calling their timeouts. But, I guess rack up the stats, and Darren Small goes and puts up a pretty crazy game as we win it 41-24 with 581 yards of total offense. A lot of that padded at the very end with the run game. But Keenan Ham has a nice start to his senior season. And Darren Small, about 11 carries for 232 yards with 2 80-yard runs in there. So I think we'll respect him a little bit as this team's running back for the season. I doubt he'll be hitting the highs that he hit in week 1, but I think we'll respect him at the very least enough to give him a proper running back number, because I'm not going to be having any potential star running back of mine run around with number 81. That is ridiculous. So we'll give him a little bit of a nicer number here. I guess that's instead of recruiting, this is what you get. You get a little bit of a number adjustment. So we'll give him number 10 or something like that. I think that looks nice. Darren Small, number 10. Let's hop into the next game, where it is going to be number 8 versus number 10. Big early season test for us, but this is how you keep getting better. You put yourself against some of the best that the nation has to offer and see what happens here. So for these big games, as per usual, you take on a big ranked opponent or conference championship playoff game. You get the full second half, as Small did put the ball on the ground there, but the passing game's got us, and Lenzel Trimble with a touchdown. How about an 80-yarder this time through the air for a 14-point lead, as Florida State with the pop pass is going to get an 8-yard gain. Their quarterback struggled today. About a 1-touchdown, 3-interception first half for him, as the defense is doing what they have done best these past couple of seasons and just break on the football, making big plays. And this secondary has earned so much respect throughout the nation. It's been maybe our biggest asset that we have had outside of the quarterback position, as the defense gets in for a sack. Don't want to be outdone as Trayvon Houghton gets in for a 2-yard loss. 3rd down and 11. Up in the air. Intercepted right on cue. And it's Damian Wooden. Again, Wooden is going to be a special player when he gets to the NFL, as Darren Small has nowhere to go there. 2nd down and 4. Hand off to Small again, as that is going to be a short gain of 3. 3rd down and 7. Threatening to go 3 and out, as we will not do that. That's Jamar Freeman, a new receiver, stepping up as our number 3, as Conrad Wooten has gone on to maybe go to the UFL or something. I don't know, but that's going to be another big play. How about Lenzel Trimble again? This time, not from 80, but 70. We'll take that, as Florida State is going to respond their own big play. He's going to get caught. Shenawan gets him down at the 16. Under 2 to go in the 3rd quarter. They sweep it to the edge. That's going to be a 1st down. Gain of 11 to the 5-yard line. Stretch to the outside. Florida State right back in it with the score of their own. Down by 14 once more, as Ham screen set up. And there's Small. He's going to not quite get the 1st down. 3rd down and inches. We'll go with a quick pass, and that is going to get it this time around. And now we start the 4th quarter off with the play action. Throw one deep middle. Caught! It's Jamar Freeman. New receiver, new opportunity, and a touchdown. And this offense is showing no signs of struggle against a top 10 ranked Florida State team on the road. As Florida State, I mean, you got to keep up with them. Their offense is not doing great, but you should be in a little bit of a closer position if you're going into the 4th quarter with 21 points. But just San Jose State's offense, Keenan Ham's coming for that Heisman Trophy as 4th down hits. 2 yards to go. They'll run it. They keep it going a little bit longer. They need to basically score the rest of the way and hope their defense, pray that they can get a stop. A lot of time in the pocket. Pass outside is going to be caught for a gain of 6, but 3rd down and inches. Drop into throw. Over the middle, that's going to be open. Closing in on the red zone, as now they're here in 3rd down and 3. Pop pass to the edge. He's got the 1st down to the 11-yard line, but they're taking up a lot of time as they try to toss it out. That's not going to work. But the thing about this is they're taking way too much time here, and they're not even going to get it into the end zone, it looks like, because it's 4th and 20 after a sack, as that pass is going to be incomplete. Should have been picked, but we do not care, as it's going to be Darren Small with a fumble again. Okay, Darren Small puts the ball on the ground. There's only 30 seconds to go, so it's not really going to hurt us, but Darren Small puts up over 200 yards in the first game and then fumbles twice in the second game. Florida State packs on a little garbage time touchdown, but it's not going to end up mattering. 42-28 is your final, and San Jose State comfortably taking care of a number 8 ranked team in the nation, and another 500 yards on offense. My goodness, Keenan Ham, how about 5 incompletions but 4 touchdown passes and over 400 yards, 16 yards an attempt. And Darren Small, yeah, not quite the great game as he fumbled twice. Also, our fullback, never give him the football again. What the heck, man? 2 carries, 2 fumbles. Need to get better with that. The fumbling needs to, relax itself a little bit if we're going to, run the table, if we hope we can, because I think this team is good enough to. Wooden and Shanawan both got interceptions, so we basically take Florida State's spot in the poll at number 8. Maybe we could have been elevated a little bit higher, but another tough game here. How about on the road at Alabama? And I have basically gotten to the point where I've scheduled a lot of tough opponents every single year, 2 ranked teams a season. How about Michigan too? Dominating the Heisman watch. I mean, Keenan Ham is sneaking in there at number 5, but Michigan with the top 4 is the number 1 team in the nation. We'll see if we end up meeting them down the line as Alabama is up 28-21 to start the second half. So a deficit on the road here is going to be what San Jose State has to overcome. A run for the first down is going to get Alabama past midfield, but look at the pressure getting in there. What a sack, as that's going to be 3rd down and 11. Pressure in again, sacked again. Trayvon Howden is going to get another one, back-to-back games with a sack, as Darren Small is going to have the first down carry, and we will continue our drive. No 3 and out for us. Small sweeping it to the edge. Nice blocking, and Small's going to get a nice gain. Blocking on the edge was just phenomenal there. Ham, check down. How about Small again, this time in the passing game? So we're leaning on him heavy this drive. 3 straight solid touches for him, and now a screen outside Duvall. He's going to have it, turning upfield, and Amani Duvall has got it inside the 15-yard line, turning a screen into a big play, and now in the red zone with the opportunity to tie, but a free rusher gets the sack as a screen. How about another one to the edge, and another big one as Jamar Freeman's going to get 16 and a gain all the way down to the 5, 3rd and 1. Designed rollout. Ham, keep it in. Keenan Ham, touchdown. Handle it in the hostile environment pretty nicely as Ham is dancing his way in the end zone and celebrating with his teammates. But a tie game here midway through the 3rd quarter as Alabama takes the football back. Will throw outside. First play of the drive is going to result in a 6-yard gain. 3rd down and 4, though, as after an incomplete pass, they have a completion and right past the defender. So close to that one, but they're at the midfield stripe. Check down outside. Nice job breaking on the football there as it's a loss of 3. 2nd and 13. It's going to be a quick throw, and the catch and run is going to get them a lot more than they maybe should have, because that is going to get them all the way to the 30-yard line. Another pass open in the middle. First down again, gain of 13, as now they're in the red zone. And a stiff arm is going to get them extra yards and a juke move. How about setting up 3rd down and 2, spreading the field and going to the end zone. Open man, touchdown. I don't know who got caught out there. Number 91 got caught on a running back, I guess. I don't think I want Britton Keaton, the guy who just had 20 sacks last year, covering a running back. Defensive coordinator got to situate that. I don't know what that was all about, but Keenan Ham is going to get 13 on the scramble. 3rd quarter winding down. Another little screen. So a lot of nice short stuff. Alabama's giving it to us, and we have a quarterback who's not afraid to just take what he is being given. He is a dynamic but also not reckless quarterback, as 3rd down and 5 has hit. He'll throw outside if he got a little bit more loft on that one. That probably could have been a completion, but we'll have to punt it away as he'll throw it deep. Alabama's first play of the drive, up in the air, incomplete. Threw it in like double coverage. It'll be 2nd and 10 with the drop back. He'll step up, he'll run it. He's gonna slide down, gain of 6, 3rd quarter. About to be over with this play potentially, as that will be a first down completion. Now last play of the 3rd quarter as they hurried back to the line. A lot of protection, chucking it deep. Another shot down the field. It's caught! 1-on-1. What a grab by Alabama. And they get to start off the 4th quarter in phenomenal field position at the 11. Completed. And he'll fight ahead for the first down at the 1-yard line for the 2-touchdown lead. Handoff is in. And now Alabama's going to hold a 14-point lead on the San Jose State team. It's not often that this team is down by 2 scores, it feels like, but here, can they make the comeback on the road in the rain at Alabama as they'll throw over the middle? That's going to be caught, and a first down to the 46-yard line. Man in motion, quick little swing outside, another little dump off that is going to get us in a good situation here. 3rd down and 4, quick slant over the middle, caught, and a first again, moving the chains as now handing it off, sweeping it to the edge. It's going to be Sapp, the backup running back, as I appreciate us moving down the field, but we are taking a decent amount of time right now as Ham checked down underneath. That's got the tight end, catch and run, and it's going to be Durbin to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, handoff, Small, not going to get there. 4 minutes to play as a design keeper. Ham again to the 2-yard line, maybe a yard and a half out as they'll try to run it. Small's not going to get there. 4th down and goal, hurrying back to the line. They're going to spread the field out. 4th down and goal, maybe your game on the line here to cut it to a 1-score game on the road at Alabama. Getting the play from the line. It's going to be all out blitz, and it's incomplete, but there's a flag, and that is clear as day. Pass interference, and San Jose gets maybe a bit of a bailout there, tossing it out. Small is not going to get in. Alabama's defense so tough. 3 minutes to play. Ham is going to go down. And now with 2:55 to go, 3rd and goal. Ham gonna run, makes a man miss, and Keenan Ham with the score. 1-score game, and it took a lot of time and effort to get in, but we eventually did, and it will be 42-35 up to the defense. Can you get a stop here? And that's gonna be a good start as a loss of 1. 2-minute warning will hit after this play. Play action, they'll throw it, and they'll have a completion, but it's out of bounds. 3rd down and 6, it gets stopped, and Alabama has to punt it, and we get great field position. 1:47 to go. Ham's gonna run it. He slides for a gain of 4. We have 2 timeouts in our back pocket, and Ham is gonna move. He'll run it again. You can afford to run it, and especially if he's getting first downs like that to the 39-yard line. Ham, he's not gonna have anywhere to go this time. It's a sack. 2nd and 17. Pressure is in. That's another sack. 3rd down and 24. 50 seconds to play, and they're hurrying back to the line. You got a long way to go here, Ham. Can you make a miracle conversion? Ham to throw it as he'll go with the check down underneath. Just wanted to get rid of it and avoid the sack. They'll set for 4th down and 22. Under 40 seconds to go, and it would take a miracle to convert this one. Ham with the throw. He's going to take the shot deep. Up top, 1-on-1. Intercepted. He tried to get it to Jamar Freeman. And that will be game. Alabama will get to wave goodbye to San Jose State, and a loss on the board, as it's the first time that we've lost the game to a team not named Auburn in a little while, but it's still an SEC school and a really good one at that. So it's a loss, but I mean, I can't even really say I'm like too angry at it, but at the same time, man, like look at the yards difference. About 520 yards to their 280. Like, that feels like a game you should have won. Ham threw a pick at the end there. I don't really fault him for a 4th down and 22 pick, but threw a pick in the first half. Fumble. Small put the ball on the ground again. 18 yards on 7 carries. So fumbling is a little bit of an issue right now. And after Small's big week 1 game, you thought maybe he was going to come out here and be a bit of a star for us, and maybe not. I mean, he's fumbled 3 times in the last 2 games. Alabama, you know, they take the number 7 spot. We go down to where Alabama was. They were 13th. Now we're 13th. And Michigan, after all their Heisman hopefuls, they took a loss as well. So we're going to be taking on Maryland this time around in a 3-0 Maryland team, starting the 4th quarter off with a touchdown run. So it'll be Darren Small, maybe a little confidence booster for him, as 2-point conversion to make it a full 14-point game is going to be no good. But it was a very tough non-conference schedule. A 3-0 Maryland team, 2 top 15 teams, and a Pitt team that's pretty solid as well. You know, you don't expect to win every game when you're facing off against star-studded programs left and right and well put together teams, but it's just to put this team into a spot where they could be more battle tested. If we go and win 10 games, we're not in the Mountain West anymore where it's like, man, you need to go like undefeated to make the playoffs. We're in a state where, you know, we can afford to lose a game, maybe 2, and we can still make the playoffs, and that's why we want to make ourselves battle tested. But oh my goodness, Monty Duvall, that's one of the hardest hits of the series, but a touchdown will give us a 3-score lead, and we're taking care of this 3-0 Maryland team pretty handily. How about an interception now on the second play of the drive, and things are getting out of hand very quickly. He is waving, and now it's going to be another third down situation. Breaking out of the sack, and he'll throw it away. Okay, I think he maybe could have done something a little bit more there, but we'll take the field goal try. It'll be 36-14. Just 3:30 to go as they're going to take a shot down the field, and that's going to be incomplete. 4th down and 7, so Maryland, their last hopes of this one may be slipping away. It will be an incomplete pass, and with 2 minutes to go, handoff to Darren Small. He gets to the edge, and inside the 10, down to the 6. How about one more score to pad things up a little bit more? Keenan Ham, touchdown on the ground, and Keenan Ham, my goodness, he's running for a lot of touchdowns so far this season. 23 points in the 4th quarter and a runaway for the San Jose State Spartans, who are going to have their lowest yardage output of the season at a measly 444. And Keenan Ham with another phenomenal game. I mean, I don't know who's going to be fighting him for Heisman Trophy right now. Like, it's looking like Keenan Ham is having every bit of the season that we thought he could have, coming back for another year when he absolutely did not have to. He did not need to be here for another year. He could have probably been a first-round pick, but hey, we'll obviously take it. How about a game against UNLV starting off conference play? It ain't going to be too difficult. 27-3 because, you know, even when your offense isn't putting up 40 points and isn't coming out here and putting up 500 yards a game, well, we have a defense that can almost shut a team out completely. Still put up 400, but, you know, allowing just 187, and Keenan Ham with another 300 yards, 3 touchdown game, and Darren Small with another 2 fumbles. This is getting out of hand a little bit. Darren Small might have to get his carries chopped a bit. I thought we might have had something after that week 1 game. Might be one of the fakest games I've seen because he's fumbling the football at an alarming rate. We're back up to number 7 in the polls. Auburn takes a loss there. They go down to number 12. They lost to Jacksonville State, but they're taking on Cal up next. So a number 15 ranked Cal. They're going to be the team maybe in the Pac-12 this year that's going to take a step up a bit. 4th quarter, it's not looking too good for Cal, but they are at the goal line. They get stopped for a 3rd down and goal. They'll kick it on 4th and goal, so it technically does make it a 2-score game, but I think it could have considered going for it there. And when you have an offense that's going to immediately come back the other way, Amani Duvall from our 21 to their 21. How about a handoff? That's going to be our tight end, Durbin. I said I wanted to cut carries for Darren Small. I don't know if I meant give the handoff to a tight end, but I guess it worked out. 9 yards. Jamar Freeman down to the 5-yard line with the completion. Handoff. Darren Small is going to get us to the 1-yard line. He's had a pretty efficient game so far. Just got to hang on to the football, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, as we'll go back up by 3 scores. 31-9 is your score with under 6 to play. So if Cal is going to want to pull this one off and go to 5-0 on the season and put themselves in control of the Pac-12, they'll need something like that. Touchdown, as Cal will pull themselves potentially within 14. 2-point conversion. He'll get in on the scramble. He's got it. 17-31. So a stop here could get a little dangerous. How about an interception instead? That's not what we want to see. Inside the 10, he gets brought down at the 6. And that is the worst outcome for us there. Immediately going to follow up with a touchdown underneath, a 6-yarder, and another 2-point conversion. Bold call, incomplete. It's going to be an 8-point game, but a 1-score game as we take over. Don't want to throw an interception there. Keenan Ham's had his maybe lowest statistical performance of the season so far, as Darren Small for the 1st down carry. It's going to be a play action now, as that pass is going to be over the middle, caught. Gain to a 3rd and 1, under 2.5 to go after this play, as Darren Small gets the 1st down. He's maybe putting together a lot better of a performance. 2-minute warning is hit, and a completion. 1st down and a lot more, and we can maybe run out the clock here. Small, stiff arm. Small is going to get 4. 2nd down and 6. Handoff to Small. How about another solid gain? 3rd down and 1 for the game. Darren Small, and that is going to be his best performance since week 1, and a game-clinching set of carries. It was a 1-score victory, but we will take it nonetheless. I mean, you don't expect our quarterback to come out here and maybe put up 400 yards every game, but he had a pretty okay performance. The interception was a little scary. How about Lenzel Trimble as well, getting a 65-yard touchdown carry? I mean, I guess threatening to cut the carries of Darren Small helped out a little bit, as he did have a better performance. Damian Wooden with another interception. We go up to number 6 in the nation at the midway point of the regular season. and it is a pretty stacked nation right now, full of incredibly talented teams. We have Keenan Ham sitting at number 3 in Heisman, and USC threatening to take home their 3rd in a row at the quarterback position, as their quarterback sits at number 1. No need to hop into this one too against Oregon State. How about a dominant 38-7 victory here? So our second dominant game where we held the opponent to single-digit points, and we just are cruising right now. Another game also where the opposing team couldn't even put 200 yards on us. So Keenan Ham, I mean, he only threw the ball 19 times, but he completed 16 of them. Pretty efficient. He had 100 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, he got a quarterback that you can give the football 20 times to on the ground, and he can go and get you 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, he is bordering on, like, a special tier of draft prospect quarterbacks, as I guess our victory wasn't impressive enough, because after winning 38-7, we moved down 3 spots in the polls. So I don't know who in the committee ain't really a big fan of us right now, but we moved down a little bit. But we take on Arizona State here. Arizona State always plays us pretty tough, I feel like, as it's 24-16. They're 4-2 on the year, trying to climb into the top 25 and climb into the Pac-12 title race, as they're going to have a run where the running back spins off, gets 8 yards, 2nd down and 2, handoff right up the middle, another 1st down. But yeah, like I said, Arizona State, one of the teams that always plays us pretty tough, and they're never like a top tier team, but they're always like a pretty nice 4-5-2 team whenever we play them. We always play them at the middle of the season. They're pretty nice. So 3rd down and 11. Maybe this team has the answer to finally beat us, as they will throw underneath. Not going to get anywhere near the 1st down. 4th down and 7. They will punt it, as Darren Small will have a broken tackle. Small fighting, and he'll have 8 to the 15-yard line, as they will hand off to Small again. He will have the 1st down, and no threat of a safety or anything like that having to be worried about now, as that completion is going to be for a Lenzel Trimble 1st down. As I really like this receiving core that we built up. No superstars, very much like a who's riding the hot hand right now, who's going to be the star of the day, and it could be Amani DeVolve today. Broken tackle and a 66-yard touchdown. At any point, any of these receivers can go off for a big performance. It could be Trimble, it could be Freeman, it could be DeVolve. I think DeVolve's the best of the 3, but they are all pretty nice, and it's DeVolve today, as a 4th down and 6 is going to be basically your game on the line here with under 3 to go. Over the middle, intercepted. Leon Shanawan is going to have it, and our first time getting to really get excited about Shanawan getting an interception. What a star he has become for this team, and he had an awesome playoffs. A player that's strictly off performance. He could have probably went to the NFL draft and been a decent selection, but happy to have him back, as we'll just continue to grind out this clock. Small's not going to get the 1st down here, but we'll take it all the way down to a minute to go. Kick a field goal, wrap things up here, and a 34-16 victory. We pulled away at the end in the 4th quarter, and it's another impressive showing for this team, as we are just trying to cruise our way back to the playoffs. Maybe get another shot at Alabama. We'd like to see them again. I think we have what it takes to beat them, obviously. I think we have, at this point, what it takes to beat any team in the nation, as we have inspired that level of confidence in our team with the matchups that we have had over the past couple of seasons. As look at this Keenan Ham, man. I mean, 18 more carries on the ground, more touchdowns. I mean, Ham is really about to set some records, at least like school records for us, and I don't see how we can't take home the Heisman at this point. 8 games into the year, and we got a big one up next. How about this one? 8-0 UCLA, 4-7, as Alabama sits here at number 3. They just took a loss to LSU, but we are sitting here at 7-1, and 8-0 UCLA is gonna have a start with an interception in the 2nd half. Leon Shanawan is gonna have it. 17-7 is your score, and we take the football to start the half, as Keenan Ham, nice blocking on the edge. Look at DeVolve all the way down to the 2-yard line, 32-yard gain. Amani DeVolve, that's the type of effort that gets you into the NFL, even if you are a little undersized, a little bit, maybe not the spectacular athlete, but if you're productive and you block your butt off like that, you can get yourself into the NFL, because that turns a 5-yard gain into a 32-yard gain, and we set up with a touchdown there. Keenan Ham punching it in on the ground, as it is 24-7 right now, and UCLA going to need to crawl back into this one, as I mean, you'd expect an 8-0 number 7 ranked team to not get run off their home field, but it is not looking good for them right now, as their quarterback. 1 touchdown, 2 picks on the day so far, as this ball-hawking secondary is looking for another. They are driving down the field, though. Nice drive so far. 6 minutes to play in the third quarter, as they'll have it at the 29. Deep pass for the end zone! Intercepted! Again, this defense comes up big, and this is looking really dire for UCLA. We're only halfway through the third quarter, but you just threw your third interception, and we got all the momentum in the world. Another first down carry there, as it'll be a screen set up. Darren Small on 1st and 10 will get us another new set of downs, as he is good in small doses. Maybe just don't lean on him as much as we were hoping we could this year, as that's going to be a completion. Loss of 5 on the play, as play action now. 2nd and 15, fumble, and it's scooped up by UCLA. The sack, he got sandwiched, so I can't even blame him for putting that ball on the ground. But UCLA, exactly what they needed if they were going to want to get into this one. Again, 3rd down and 4, and again, this time it's not going to be a big play for the defense. We went forward, he tried to jump it. It turns into a touchdown, and that's the risk you take trying to make game-changing plays. Sometimes it goes the other way, and UCLA now down by 10. But the offense taking the shot deep. Jamar Freeman, he is down to the 2, just barely got caught, as now it's going to be a read option, trying to get another rushing touchdown. Ham is at 117 on the day. QB draw, trying again, not going to get there. 3rd and goal to start the 4th quarter. This time he'll just do it through the air. Touchdown, and it's Duval for the score, and Keenan Ham has delivered again. 31-14, and what do you do if you're UCLA? Because even if you hit big plays like that, our offense just knows when to hit the gear at the right time to put a game away. It's something we've been so good at, is just pulling away at certain points of the season where, you know, maybe before in years past we let teams crawl back into games when they shouldn't. Well, now we have the experience, we have the comfort, we have everything we need to just pull away at the right time, and the defense coming up clutch here. They're going to take the field goal, can't blame them, but it's a little unfortunate for UCLA to not get the ball in the end zone there. It's a fumble now, and that's Darren Small putting it on the ground again. This time we recover, but my goodness, Small needs to stop with the fumbles. I mean, that's brutal. I mean, that could cost us one day. Let's hope it doesn't. Let's hope that wasn't me foreshadowing anything. As Keenan Ham on the ground, he's going to scramble 20 yards. And Keenan Ham now taking a shot deep. Got a step. Got his man. Jamar Freeman. Not going to be caught this time. Touchdown. And UCLA can't cover. They can't stop anything right now. They can't cover Jamar Freeman. They can't stop Keenan Ham scrambling. All they can do is just watch a spectacular quarterback go to work, as they'll have a wide open man there. I actually don't know how he got that wide open, but 53-yard touchdown for UCLA. Give them a little bit of confidence, but unless they can get this onside kick, which they won't, it's not going to be a good outcome potentially for them, because with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go, we're up by 14. We got the football. We'll get a completion there for 7 on the outside. Freeman's got 160 on the day, and Ham over the middle, caught, and Trimble hangs on. Into the red zone we go. 2-minute warning's going to hit, as Darren Small going to get it to 4th down. We'll kick the field goal, which will put us up by 3 scores, but he missed it. And now, I mean, I guess UCLA technically not out of it, but 4th down and 10 is quickly hit, and they'll have a completion. I mean, miracles can happen if you can get a touchdown and an onside kick. Crazier things have happened, as that ball's going to go out of bounds. How about another 4th down try? 1:27 to go. Chance to end this game. They'll throw it deep. 1-on-1, incomplete. And now the game is over. 38-24, and we come out with our offense just firing on all cylinders in a way that I have just not seen. I mean, another 500 yards. We have a quarterback here that is throwing 26 times, but is only throwing 3 incompletions. He's throwing 3 touchdowns. He's running for 136 yards and 2 touchdowns. Darren Small fumbled 2 more times. He's about to set a record for most fumbles in a season by a running back. But I mean, my goodness, like, what do you do to stop Keenan Ham? How can you stop him? What do you do? Like, I don't know if there's an answer. And it's not often you have a player like that where it's just like, there's no answer here. There's nothing you can do. We move up to number 3 in the nation. at 8-1. There's a couple of 9-0 teams. TCU and NC State are sitting at 9-0. A couple of 8-win teams around here as well. But we are right near the top as we are closing in on the finale of this regular season. Boise State's the opponent here. It's 19-10, so a little bit more low scoring as we get stopped on third down. Boise State looking to pull off a big late season upset at this point. I think as long as everything kind of goes as planned, we should be headed to the playoffs. We'll see if it's with a first-round bye or not, depending on how the conference championship unfolds. But everything's looking pretty good for this team right now. As Boise State with a completion, catch and run. Going to be 24 yards inside the red zone. They go. Handoff right up the middle. It'll be a gain of 6. He'll have it to 3rd down and 4. Keeping it on the ground. They will get it. It'll be just barely, but they give it to him. 1st down and goal from the 9. 5.5 to go. Boise trying to cut it down to a 1-score game. 3rd down and goal from the 5. Throw in, open, touchdown. And Boise, 2-point game. And let's not signal any upset alerts yet, because when you come back on offense, Jamar Freeman, 80 yards in one play again. And Jamar Freeman coming out of nowhere to have a breakout season for us as he's taken over that 3rd wide receiver spot and has looked like a star, as that is a rare 9-yard loss on a completed pass. That's impressive. And an interception. He jumped the screen. Leon Shanahan with a 1-yard pick 6. They jumped the screen, and a 2-point conversion's not going to be good, but that just turns around all of a sudden. It's 32-17, and when Boise State looked like they had a chance down by 2, you look back up just a minute later and you see 30 points on the board, and it's got to be so demoralizing as a team trying to pull things off, and you just can't do anything about the points that we score. I mean, I don't think it's going to be any surprise that we're going to end up leading the nation in points scored and points per game, as it's from the 39-yard line, thrown to the outside. That's going to be caught. Broken tackle as Boise with the 2-minute warning. I mean, a touchdown, keep your timeouts. Maybe you have a faint chance, but that also comes down to hoping you can stop us as 3rd down and 2 hits. They'll have a completion. 1st down as it'll be inside the 10. Goal to go. They do burn a timeout. That's a unfortunate result there for them, as they'll have to probably rely on an onside kick now. 2nd down and goal from the 8. That'll be incomplete. 3rd down and goal. 1:26 to play. Blitz sent in from the nickel. That'll be into the end zone. Incomplete. Almost picked off. 4th and goal. Game on the line here. Boise is gonna get brought down. Not quite a sack, but it will basically just end this game, as it will be Darren Small. There you go. You got a nice little run like that. It makes you forget about the fumbles for all of about 5 seconds. And then he puts the ball on the ground again, and you want to cry a little bit. But we'll take the victory here, 32-17, as it is another offensive performance to be excited about, where even, he didn't put up 40 points, and Keenan Ham actually did throw 2 interceptions. It doesn't feel all that bad when you have an ability to just put a game away at any point, snap your fingers, and all of a sudden 80 yards to Jamar Freeman the other way, and he's going to be going for a touchdown. Leon Shanahan with a funny little, that counted as a 3-yard interception return for a touchdown. And how about a game against Washington? This is a team that's been a thorn in our side for a number of years now. We've had some close games with them, especially last season, but today, it ain't gonna be like that. How about 35-0 at halftime? Washington, I mean, they're not as good as they were last season. They're 5-5, but they are not bad. But my goodness, how about a 59-10 blowout of this Washington team? And our final matchup against them for the series is nothing like the ones that we've had previously against them. It is a absolute just beatdown of this team. Keenan Ham throws more touchdowns than he does incomplete passes, and doesn't even have to do all that much. Darren Small has a solid game. We got the backup running back involved. We ran the football a lot, ran the clock a lot. Receivers produced a little bit. Just a beatdown that we will not see all that often. Oh my goodness, 7 interceptions. Damian Wooden and Shanahan and all these other players God, all these picks, 7 of them? Are you kidding me? We somehow moved down a spot after that one. I don't know who the committee is. I don't think they like us too much, because how are you going to watch that game that we just had and move us down a spot? I do think we get a very fitting final regular season game of the series. How about the team that we have played more than any other, Colorado State? Moving them from them in the Mountain West all the way here, met them in conference championships, met them many times before, and they have a close one here trying to pull off an upset to beat us one last time, because I mean, early on in this series, we had our struggles with them, but I mean, recently we've kind of dominated this little series between us as we are looking to win this last regular season game, punch our ticket to the conference championship, and give us the opportunity to get that first round bye. But it's 13-7 here as a 4th down is going to hit after the sack, and we'll get the football back, and it will be Darren Small for a nice carry. He's had a nice game today. Underneath pass is going to be caught, and it will be a short game. Keenan Ham, not a productive day, but it is almost enough to potentially win this game, especially when you get your tight end, Donald Durbin, doing that after a catch and run. Got Small past the 30-yard line, 84 yards on the day. Play action Ham. He'll take a shot for the end zone. Touchdown! And that's a 2-score lead with a 2-point conversion for the full 14. Not going to get there, but it's 19-17. Colorado State, credit to them. They've held us to one of our lowest scoring outputs of the year, and they need a score in the worst way if they're going to have a chance to pull this one off, as they'll have it right at midfield. Under 4 minutes to play as they'll throw right down the seam, and the tight end's got it, and he made a man miss. Down inside the red zone, 3 minutes to play as he'll step up, shovel pass, nice little flip out. It's not going to get much, but he'll have a yard on that one, I suppose. 3rd down and 7 now as he'll throw on the run and caught for the first down. 10-yard gain down to the 6, and it'll be goal to go. Throw on the run again, touchdown! And Colorado State has it down by 5, but the offense could put the game away here. But a flag down, and a bad time to get one, as that's going to be holding. 2nd and 18 is the situation now, as Small will get stopped for a loss of 1. 3rd and 19 as Ham will just take a shot for it. Oh, he's got it, and a body to boom. It'll be 93 yards, touchdown, and the game has maybe been sealed with that one. And once again, how do you manage? How could it be any more demoralizing for a team than to do what Keenan Ham does in these big moments? As Colorado State, they're running out of time, they're running out of timeouts, and even if they score, they're going to need an onside kick and a miracle, as they will get a pass knocked away in the end zone. 3rd down and 4 from the 15. They'll have the touchdown this time around, but an onside kick is what you need, and it will be scooped up. San Jose State will survive a scary one, but it'll be a victory. 26-21 for an 11-1 regular season record, and a win in the conference championship can give us another first-round bye, as we still put up over 400 yards. But look at the rushing production for Colorado State. How about a whopping -5 yards on the ground? I think that might have been the difference, as Keenan Ham and Darren Small, give him credit, and didn't fumble the ball 30 times in this game. Devolve, though, 93-yard touchdown. That was the game changer. 5 sacks for the defense. No interceptions this time around. And our Pac-12 title game matchup will be against Stanford. Stanford, we did not play them in the regular season. They were the number 20 team in the country. We sit here at number 4 as we take a peek at the polls. TCU and NC State end up at 12-0, and we are sitting here looking like alone at 11-1. So Michigan also as well. My goodness, they fell off pretty hard. They were number 1, and they're sitting here at 8-4. Stanford and UCLA look like the two battling it out for that conference championship spot. Stanford with 6-2 record gets there, as we will hop in to see what we have here as we take an early 14-0 lead, 21-0 in the first quarter. And could this one end up being a runaway 24-0, 31-0, and at halftime, it is domination. I don't think we're going to get to see any action here, as I think we might be headed straight to the playoffs. 45-0, 4th quarter is hit, and say goodbye to Stanford, as it is going to be another massacre in this one. Stanford scores 1 late touchdown at the very end, but 45 55-7 is your final score. And that could very well be enough to maybe clinch a Heisman Trophy. Keenan Ham throws for 6 touchdowns in the conference championship and maybe saves his best for the final game of the season before they determine the Heisman winner. So I think submitting that resume in there might have been enough for him. We put up a decent amount of offense, as I mean, Keenan Ham also did all of that, just throwing the football 19 times. I mean, just incredible. He had 2 more touchdowns on the ground. Run game wasn't even all that great, but it was enough regardless because the defense was spectacular. How about this too? 2 90-plus yard touchdowns, a 95 and a 92-yarder. Again, you kidding me with that one? The big plays left and right for this team. About 6 sacks for this defense and 5 interceptions. Mello Ellington hitting 3. So, on to the postseason. We see that our Heisman winner is not Keenan Ham. Are you kidding me? You're gonna tell me that some dude who just got barely 1,000 yards and 18 touchdowns at wide receiver, and 18 touchdowns, not to take anything away from him, is really impressive. But come on, Keenan Ham just had that year, just had that spectacular of a season, and took his team to a 12-1 record in a conference championship. He won best quarterback, he won all the other awards, but he didn't win the Heisman? There's got to be something I'm missing here, because take a look at what Keenan Ham cumulatively did this season. Completed over 72% of his passes, ran for another about 900 yards at 14 touchdowns. That means he put up about 4,500 yards and 52 touchdowns on his way to a 12-1 record, completing over 70% of his passes. That's not a Heisman? I mean, DeMarcus Barnes, respect to him. 1,000 yards and 18 touchdowns. That's a really good season. But that might not even be his best season. I mean, in the conference championship, I mean, I guess because they went 13-0 and in the conference championship, he had 3 touchdowns. But you're going to give it to a dude who had 3 100-yard games? I mean, come on. There's just no way. I mean, I don't know what the argument is here. The TCU did better. Maybe we get to see them, because we got the number 4 seed first round by TCU, number 1 in the nation, 13-0, and we'll see if we run into them. But our first round matchup will be against the Miami Hurricanes, as it will be the Fiesta Bowl, number 6 in total in the polls versus number 3 Miami, as TCU will be taking on Florida, Oregon against Oklahoma, Syracuse versus Nebraska. So let's get these playoffs underway. One final run for this San Jose State team. Maybe 2-3 more games left. Maybe this is the final game of the series. Any game could be the last one, as Miami is down 14-7 here in the third quarter as we kick things off with them having the football. Now we're on a little bit of a bit of redemption, I feel like, in a sense, because they really ranked us number 6 in the polls and didn't give us the Heisman Trophy. For as good as we are, I still feel like we're being disrespected right now, as Miami was higher ranked than us. They just didn't get the first round bye because they didn't win their conference. But they were a higher ranked team than us. They had them at number 3 and they put us at number 6. They think this Miami team is better than us, and we're out to here to prove that they are not as good as us. That teams like Miami, TCU, they're not better than us. We deserve the Heisman. We deserved it, as that's going to be Keenan Ham. Touchdown pass in the back corner of the end zone. What a ball. And 52 touchdowns maybe wasn't enough for a Heisman, but I wanted to be enough for a national championship, because, I mean, it might be him getting to 55, 56, 57 touchdowns on the season, as that's going to be an interception. Damian Wooden, this team coming out motivated, focused, and a pick 6 for Damian Wooden. And now it's a runaway game right now in the Fiesta Bowl. And don't you dare sleep on us. There are not 5 better teams in the nation than this San Jose State squad. Don't put us at number 6 in the polls to wrap up the season ever again, as Miami 28-7, as they will run it right up the middle. But, I mean, it has just been all San Jose State in this third quarter as they will have a pass over the middle. They need to score in the worst way. That sweep to the edge. He'll break a tackle, but he'll lose 7 on the carry. Run it again. He'll get those yards back. It'll be 3rd down and 11. 2 minutes to play. They'll run it again. That's just not going to work. 4th down. They punt it. I mean, I guess I can't blame them. An interception here. Okay. A mistake from Keenan Ham doesn't happen very often, but I mean, we're still up 21 points, and what a diving deflection. This team's coming out playing even better than we have all year. Knocked away. Damian Wooden forces 4th down. We get the football back as Ham throws. It's going to be caught for the 1st down as the 4th quarter probably will approach with this play as they'll throw right down the middle. Lenzel Trimble for the 1st down. 4th quarter has started. Screen outside, and Jamar Freeman will lose 1. 2nd and 11. Quick pass to the outside, and there's Trimble. It'll be a gain of 7 to 3rd down and 4. Quick pass again. Keeping it safe. Just want to keep the clock moving. Keep it going. You know, easy completions, easy stuff, as we don't need to take risks. We're up 21 in the 4th quarter on this Miami team, and the last thing you'll want to do is to let the ball fly and throw an interception or throw some sort of mistake out there to give them an opportunity to get back into this one. Miami driving down, just keep tackling them, not give them anything deep, as that pass is going to be caught. That's an impressive grab. Maybe should have been knocked away as they'll take a shot up top. It's caught! Touchdown Miami! And a 2-score game for the Hurricanes to try to make a comeback in this one. As with 6 minutes to go, just a little worried right now from, you know, giving the ball to Darren Small, and he's fumbled like so much this year, but we're going to hope not this time, as Small going to lose yards. He'll lose 3 on this one. 2nd down and 13. Ham, strike, caught, and it's a 1st down. 4 minutes to play as Ham will throw another one in traffic, and it's caught again. Receivers and quarterback in sync as another pass, another good communication there. Jamar Freeman as Darren Small has a carry. He's inside the 10, and Darren Small the 5-yard line as Ham will throw. No, he'll step up and run it. Keenan Ham dives in for the end zone. Touchdown, and Keenan Ham is going to walk up and signal to the camera, making the Heisman pose. You know who should have won it. Heisman Trophy winner in our hearts. Keenan Ham has got us to a 3-score lead, and he's looking ahead. He wants to take on the Heisman winner as Damian Wooden with the interception, and Damian Wooden is going to have his 2nd of the half, and this game is getting out of hand now as a 21-point lead in the red zone. 2 minutes to play. Quick pass, end zone, touchdown, pouring it on. Keenan Ham has Trimble, and we are up 42-14. Miami with just 20 seconds to play now as they'll score late in this one. It does not matter. How about a dominant performance in this 2nd half? San Jose State was motivated in this one. They didn't like their ranking. They didn't like that they didn't get a Heisman Trophy. They came out here and played like it. Keenan Ham, 80% completion percentage. How about over 300 yards and 4 cumulative touchdowns against a really good Miami team? And we look ahead to a semifinals matchup where a team that feels like they should have won the Heisman Trophy is going to be taking on the undefeated TCU team that did take home the Heisman Trophy. And offense is the name of the game in this one, as they are a high-flying offense, a spectacular team, as we'll see. What did this Heisman winner do? Okay, well, credit to him. He had 3 touchdowns in this playoff game. Credit to DeMarcus Mars. He's a good player. No disrespect to him. But he's not Keenan Ham. And we are here to prove that our guy is better than their guy. And to start the 2nd half, it's 28-27. It's a high-scoring game. TCU starts with it as they'll go to the running back, and it will be a gain of 5. It'll set up 3rd down and 2. Handoff as we shoot the gap and get the 4th down and we'll have great field position following the punt. Keenan Ham will get sacked, though. 2nd and 16, now just looking to get some of those yards back. A screen, and look at the pancake out there from the lineman, and Jamar Freeman. Oh, my goodness. Lineman doing work there as a pass outside's going to be caught. Trambo, touchdown. And Jamar Freeman sets us up. The lineman does a phenomenal job. Look at Sapp getting the 2-point conversion. What a run there for the backup running back. It's 35-28, and it is going to be up to the supposed Heisman winner to go and see if he can help his offense get back on the board for a tie, but a sack there will set them back, and we'll take great field position again following the punt, as we'll see Sapp get more carries. It's looking like Darren Small did get banged up in this one, as they'll throw that pass to the outside as a flag down, and it is completed, but it's a pass interference, and it will not matter regardless with the pass interference, because we completed that pass, and Keenan Ham is intercepted. He threw that one to Freeman in traffic, and that is not what you want to see there. But the TCU offense will take over, backed up, and they'll lose yards here. 2nd down and 12 from their own 8. They'll take a shot down the seam. It's caught. Henry's going to go. Is anybody going to catch him? Shanawat's chasing. He's not going to get there. 92 yards. Touchdown TCU. Tie the game up, as it's not just DeMarcus Barnes. This passing game is the #1 passing attack in the entire nation. It's why they're 14-0. It's, I guess, why they had a Heisman winning wide receiver. They are a elite passing offense, as they'll have the first down here, as we now are just got 2 minutes to play in this third quarter in a 35-35 shootout, and we have a 9-yard run. And 2nd down and 1. Sapp will get the carry again. And this is not the time where you want to see your backup running back get his first set of real action here. You know, real meaningful carries, as we'll get stopped in the backfield. Punt to TCU, and there's the Heisman winning receiver getting a bubble screen for a 9-yard gain, getting him involved, as they'll give the carry to the running back who has the first down. 4th quarter is upon. A 2nd down and 3, as they'll run for the first down again. Past midfield they go. Quick pass to the outside, and another completion to DeMarcus Barnes. He's got 150 yards on the day, as it is going to be Barnes again. And there's the Heisman winning receiver. 3 catches on this drive so far, and a bull rush gets in, sacked. 2nd down and 20. They'll run the football. They'll get the sack yardage almost fully back. 3rd down and 13. Still a long way to go, and the pressure gets in. We will happily take that football back, as the defenses are stepping up a little bit now in the second half, as the offenses, maybe are they running out of juice, running out of energy a little bit, as a sack for the TCU defense gives them great field position, and they have the opportunity now with 1 screen. They find themselves at the 40-yard line, edge of field goal range, handoff, as that's another great stop in the run game by this San Jose State team that is just shooting gaps left and right. That run this time is going to be a lot better. 6 yards, 3rd down and 5, as he'll throw down the middle, and it's going to be swatted away. They'll punt it. They don't trust their field goal kicker from past 50 yards, it seems like. And as we take the football with a 1st down completion there, we go to Sapp on the ground. He's got a good run, and Sapp past the 42, and we'll be at the 2-minute warning. Come on, offense. Come on, as he gets sacked, as the defenses are really stepping up big time. 3rd down and long, and it's going to be a keeper for Ham. He'll have a nice gain, but he will not get the first down, as TCU taking a shot up top. It's intercepted! Leon Shanawat! All this defense needed was 1 play to make it, and they had gotten their opportunity. They made the play, and come on, just get into field goal range. That's going to do field goal range potentially. I trust our kicker from here. Handoff is not going to quite get there. 4th down and inches, but we'll run the clock down to 35 seconds. Field goal is good. We have the lead. 29 seconds to play for TCU at the 18-yard line. They'll throw, as TCU will find DeMarcus Barnes. There's the Heisman winner. He gets a block, and DeMarcus Barnes past the 35, and the Heisman winning receiver comes up clutch. And now with 20 seconds to play, they'll throw it out of bounds. They have no timeout, so they'll play it safe here. They'll send out the field goal unit now, but DeMarcus Barnes, the Heisman winning receiver, with a massive 50-yard gain to set them up, and we are going to overtime in this game. TCU will start with it, as it'll be 1st down and 10 there. Ball first, split backfield. They will go with the run, and they will not get far. It'll be back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10. Throw outside will be caught. That's also a short gain. It'll be 3rd down and 8. They'll run it again, and he's got the 1st down. That's going to catch us off guard there, as they'll keep it on the ground. For as much as this team is proficient at passing the football, they do like to run it. As 2nd down and 9, they'll keep it on the ground again, as the defenses are tired right now. I mean, what do you expect for a team that's been, involved in this shootout here, as we'll finally get the stop. Field goal try is good. We can win the game with the touchdown here. Hand it off, Sapp. He'll have 6. 2nd down and 4. Both these quarterbacks and all these receivers are tired. You can see that these teams are resorting to just running the football. 3rd down and 1. Not going to get there. And both teams did not want to throw the football. Both teams are tired. Both teams take a field goal. We'll go on to second overtime, as it'll be Ham. First play, caught, and it's a touchdown! And we just come out, all of a sudden, snap your fingers, and we're in the end zone. And a run for the 2-point conversion is good. We can win it here, as TCU, he'll throw for completion, 5 yards. They got to go to the air now. 2nd down and 5 over the middle. Caught for the 1st down. Goal to go from the 9. Just 9 yards away from the tie end zone. Knocked away. 2nd down and goal. Man in motion. They'll clear out the backfield, as he will throw back in the end zone, out of bounds. 3rd down and goal. He'll send in an extra rusher, and he'll go down with a sack. It's 4th and goal from the 21. Game on the line. TCU with time. We dropped everybody back. They got to throw it eventually. Someone's got to get open. Someone's got to get in there. All the time in the world. They'll throw it up. It's intercepted. And TCU goes down. Leon Shanahan will end this game. And we're going to our 2nd straight national championship. And we have pulled it off in a highly entertaining offensive battle with over 1,000 combined yards, 90 points put up, and Keenan Ham maybe once again showing he should have been the Heisman winner. He runs for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns while running for a 98-yarder in the 1st half. Had an incredible game through the air, on the ground, and no disrespect to DeMarcus Barnes, because he had a big day. But in the end, the guy we feel like should have been the Heisman winner, he showed up, and he had something to prove, and he did it. Leon Shanahan as well. 2 interceptions. But, DeMarcus Barnes, I will concede, he played good in the big moments. How about a 214-yard game and a touchdown, and the 50-yarder that eventually got them into field goal range? National championship, if there was one team, maybe not specific to this series, but that is a fitting end to our journey here in college football 25. Of course, it would be Oregon, or taking on Oregon in the national championship. One of the other teams that they ranked ahead of us, as we will start the 2nd half, and things right now not looking too good. Oregon's up 28-17 in this one as we start the 3rd quarter, but this team has gone through a lot over the last couple of years, and they have made comebacks. They have fought the best that the nation has to offer, and they've been able to pull games out that maybe they shouldn't have at times. I trust this team, as Oregon will go over the middle after we got stopped and gave the football back to them. 3rd down and 7, as they'll throw outside, intercepted, and it will be our football. He breaks a tackle, and we'll get a little extra yards on the return. And the defense knows how to come up big in the big moments, and we needed that one in the worst way. Darren Small back from injury this week. He missed the 2nd half of last game, but he will not miss any action this time around, as it'll be 3rd down and 2. Small will have a 1st down. That was close, but they gave it to him. 29-yard line, as Ham will step up. He'll run it, and Keenan Ham, 1st down, and he'll get it inside the 15-yard line to the 14. 1st and 10. Ham will throw over the middle. That's caught. Durbin down to the 3. Goal to go, as it'll be a quick pass to the outside. Caught. Jamar Freeman, touchdown. And the 2-point conversion to try to make it a 3-point game. It's going to be Ham. He's going to just barely have it. He finds his way in on the ground. It's 28-25, and Oregon with a big completion to start their drive. With 4 minutes to play, it could be a comeback here. As look at the breaking of the sacks. Oh my goodness, what a run! Oregon breaking 2 sacks and getting the first down carry, and that's going to keep their drive going, and that's going to get them down to the 21-yard line with a catch and run. And Oregon knowing how to respond beautifully right now. It's basically goal to go from the 10 outside. That's going to be a stop in the backfield. We hold them to a field goal here. We take that as a win. Another stop in the backfield, another loss of yards. 3rd down and 15 to go as they'll take a shot for the end zone. He got knocked away, and that is a huge pass breakup, and that will be a field goal. That is a win for us. It's 25-31, still a 1-score game. That 7-yard pass will set us up with a 3rd down and 3. Pass over the middle. That was in coverage, and it's incomplete. 4th quarter is going to be on us with this play here, and a broken tackle. Oregon just so difficult to bring down. So start the 4th quarter off Oregon at midfield. That's a bubble screen to the outside. He'll be close. 2nd down and inches as they'll run it again. And they're basically in field goal range now. And that'll put them up by 2 scores if they can get points on this drive, as Oregon with the completion, turning around and getting close to the marker again. 3rd down and inches. Quick pass on the RPO, and it's goal to go. 1st down and goal from the 5. Handoff will be to the 3, as they'll now go with a play action, but the sack got in, and Howden, big play. 3rd down and goal, end zone. Caught, but too far out the back. Will at least get a field goal try to be settled for the offense, though. We turn to Keenan Ham, down by 2 scores with 6 minutes to play, and a big shot. 2 men chasing. Amani Duvall is down at the 1-yard line, and Keenan Ham with 1 play delivering a touchdown, and we're right back in it. 34-32, and this team has refused to go away so many times throughout the years. And can they do it one more time for a 2nd straight national championship, as Oregon with a 1st down carry, keep it on the ground again, another 1st down carry. And you know what I'm thinking to myself? If you hold them to a field goal, it's a win, because I trust my offense to get a touchdown. Defense just do good enough, as they'll get stopped in the backfield. Loss of 3, 3rd down and 4, 2.5 to go. That's going to be caught for a 1st down, and that's a backbreaker. 2 minutes to play. Hold them to a field goal, guys. That's all I ask. Give Keenan Ham 1 chance, as it'll be a stop to 3rd down and 4. They'll throw it. He's got time over the middle. It's incomplete, and they will settle for a field goal. Kick is good. Keenan Ham has 1 try at it. Backed all the way up at our own 13. We got a screen set out. You got to go 87 yards in a minute and a half, and we'll start with 7 there, as it'll be a play action. Ham, deep drop. He's going to look. He's going to go all the way back. It's a sack, and now hurrying back to the line. It's got to go 92 yards now. 3rd down and 16. Ham, what do you got for us? You got a little bit of magic left in your career, as he'll throw it deep middle. It's caught. What a throw! In double coverage. It was perfect. And Ham hurrying the guys back to the line. A huge gain of the 41. Just 59 yards of field separating us from a potential back-to-back, as Ham will throw again. He'll have time in the pocket. He'll have a man outside. It's caught. And Jamar Freeman will get it to the 36-yard line. He stayed inbounds, though. We're fine with that. We got 1 timeout still and 60 seconds. 36 yards out. Ham making adjustments at the line. Getting the play. Clock ticking under 60, as he'll set up in the shotgun to throw it. Ham takes a shot down the sidelines. Caught, and another 20 yards. Amani Duvall will have it at the 17-yard line with 53 seconds to play. Ham will throw a screen. The blitz got sent in, and Ham will have a short one. It'll just be 2 yards. That's fine. 14-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Ham to the outside. Incomplete. 3rd down and 8. 44 seconds to play. Blitz set in. Ham is going to step up and run it. Keenan Ham. Touchdown. And Keenan Ham has put us on top with under 40 seconds to play. And we are so close to a national championship back to back, as it's 38-37. You just hold on a little longer and put our names in the record books. It's a handoff on the 2-point conversion, no good. It's 38-37 with 35 seconds to play. Oregon has it 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. First play of the drive. Deep shot, middle. Caught! No, he caught it, but he's going to be outrunning everybody! Are you kidding me? No! Touchdown! Oregon in one play! 72 yards! And it is just a stun silence for the San Jose State fans. 2-point conversion. It's good. We can only tie it, and there's 27 seconds to play as the kick will return it, but it's not going to get us anywhere. 14-yard line, 24 seconds. I don't know if we have anything like that in us. It's going to be a miracle if we want to pull this one off. That pass is going to be caught, but we burn our final timeout. 17 seconds from the 33. He'll have a shot down the field. It's caught. Amani devolving coverage, and we got to stop the clock. Come on, guys. Back to the line we go. 12 seconds to play. 33 yards out. Ham will get back to the line, and he'll spike it with 7 seconds to play. And this might be it. Hail Mary for a chance to go to overtime in the national championship. Ham dropping to throw it. He's going to float it deep. He's going to throw it pretty quickly. That ball's knocked away. There's 1 second. He made sure we got 2 tries at it. And now 1 second left. National championship on the line. Hail Mary. Kanan Ham. Do you got one more left in you? Up in the air. It's knocked away. And the game is over. Oregon wins the national championship. And that is a sour note to end this series. And just when you think you were going to get that happy ending, the happily ever after, you win 2 national championships, you walk off the field, a 2-time champion, you go to the NFL. Not gonna happen this time around, and not every story gets to have a Cinderella storybook ending. We could have ended it last year. Everyone could have went to the NFL. We ran it back one more time, tried to put our names in the history books, and while this team is an all-timer, it's just not gonna go our way in the end, and that's unfortunate. I mean, Keenan Ham, he did what he had to do. I mean, like, I can't really ask much more of him. He got us the touchdown with under 40 seconds to play. He drove us down the field. And even when Oregon went and scored in one play, he still got us down to get us 2 chances, 2 shots at the end zone. So not much more you could have done there. Just I don't even know what to say. Like, I can't even put the blame on him. I can't even, like, say we could have done this, we could have done that. I mean, we did everything we could. But that'll be the end of the season. And we take a look at the stats. Keenan Ham statistically put up an unbelievable year, an all-time season. And, I mean, where are we ranking him in terms of greatest non-Heisman winners of all time? I mean, I know we get to count the playoff stats on top of this, but 4,600 yards passing, 49 touchdowns to 10 picks, 72 completion percentage. I mean, that's incredible. You just look at the raw passing numbers, and it's like, wow, that's incredible. And then you get to the rushing numbers, and it gets all that much more better because he put up 1,100 yards on the ground and 18 touchdowns. That's insane. 67 touchdowns and 5,700 yards. Like, that is unbelievable. That is insane. He ran for 100 yards in 3 separate games, including his best rushing performance against TCU. He had awesome performances left and right. He had historic games. National championship, he went on and put up one of his best passing performances, 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. So it's not like he shrunk in the big moments. Like, when the moments hit when the lights were the brightest against Oregon in the national championship, he had his most prolific passing game. In the game against the number 1 TCU, he had his most prolific rushing game. He stepped up in the big moments. Darren Small, I mean, 1,000 yards, but 8 fumbles. So, you know, no, he's no Cyril Bland, he's no Juan Caruthers, but how about 3 1,000-yard double-digit touchdown receivers? That's incredible as well. Amani Duvall was great. Trimble was great. Jamar Freeman was great. Duvall, especially, who's been here as a productive receiver for a number of years now. I mean, he had a little bit of a down year as a junior, but he just immediately stepped right back up as a senior. Amazing receiving core for this team. The defense had some special moments, especially when it comes to getting turnovers. I mean, the two cornerbacks. Also, we had a middle linebacker get 12 sacks because why not? Britton Keaton, I mean, not the 20 sacks that he put up last year, but how about a 32 sacks in a 2-year span? Pretty spectacular. But the interceptions, Damian Wooden and Leon Shanawan get 7 apiece. What a career for both of them. I don't care what their overall say. These two guys were special together. Shanawan ends up with a school record amount of interceptions. He ends up with 20 over the course of his career and just made big plays in big moments. I mean, it was always the just special plays that he would make in these big games. I mean, the TCU game, he had 2 picks. He had interception against UCLA, against Florida State. In big moments, he made big plays, and that was something that this team just did so well. The best players didn't shrink in the big moments. Damian Wooden especially. I mean, this is a dude who had so many spectacular plays throughout the course of his career. And, you know, I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that Shanawan got 20 interceptions, we could be looking at Damian Wooden with a school record amount of interceptions. And, you know, maybe he didn't have quite as many, but the thing he had that was great is he had 4 pick sixes in his career. And, you know, he was able to take them back the other way. He had 2 interceptions in the Miami game, and he had a pick in the Florida State game. He had a pick in the Cal game, a pick in the conference championship. Again, coming up big in the big moments. So you look at the score records. The single game records only see that Brett Scacia had a 562-yard game in 2027. So the school record for games, nothing crazy there. When you get to the single season records, though, and especially the career records, you'll see more records being broken here. Keenan Ham, yards in a season passing. We have Keenan Ham passing touchdowns in a season. Keenan Ham rushing touchdowns in a season. Britton Keaton sacks in a season. Keenan Ham this year broke the rushing touchdown and passing touchdown record. I mean, what more could you have asked for? And he got the passing yards record. So records galore there. And then when you look at the career statistics and the career numbers, the passing yards go to Keenan Ham, rushing yards, Juan Caruthers. Got passing touchdowns, Keenan Ham. Rushing touchdowns, Keenan Ham. Sacked, Dylan Hampton, who was on this team at the very start. Touchdown catches, Amani Duvall. And interceptions, Leon Shanawan. So we broke all but, 2 records for a career? And this is how we ended things here. So our career record was 102-37 in a 10-year span. We had 8 winning seasons. And I think we very much accomplished our goal here. We had 6 playoff wins, obviously not at the top. Oregon ends up with the most, but you know, still 6 playoff wins in 10 years. It's pretty dang good. And we were one of the teams that were able to capture a national championship. And on top of that, we were able to capture more conference championships than anybody. Now, part of that, we did get to farm a couple of Mountain West titles, but still, this is what we did. We took over, started the first 2 seasons, little down building the foundation of this team, but once year 4 hit, 12 wins, 10 wins, 14, 15, 14, a national championship, 3 Pac-12 titles, 6 playoff victories, and a spectacular way to end this series was, you know, maybe not the result we wanted, but it was a spectacular and amazing, thrilling game, and that's all you could really ask for is to have an entertaining game to end things off. I'll show you the draft results, and then we'll wrap things up here, but that'll basically do it, not just for the series, but for College Football 25. The new game comes out in little over a month. We've gotten some info on it, and I'm excited for it, and I have plans to eclipse everything that I did this year when it comes to Dynasty and these one-off videos and series and everything like that. When it comes to what things are going to look like going into College Football 26, we have NFL Head Coach 09. If you haven't watched that series, check it out. We'll be, you know, running that thing, run its course until leading up to the new game. And then elsewhere, I think if I can figure out how to do it and do it the way I want to. I have one more video that concerns this game that I would like to do as like a kind of finale of the game as a whole, not, you know, a series, but on College Football 25 as a whole, there's one last video I would like to do. But it's been a fun game, and the series have been fun. You guys have been supporting that, and can't thank you guys enough for, you know, basically like my rookie year doing YouTube to a serious degree and actually not making videos casually, actually sitting here and committing to it. So, you know, I think it was a fun year one, but you look at the draft, Keenan Ham goes in round 1, you get a guard in round 2, Damian Wood in round 2, Shanawan round 5, bit of a steal there, and Amani Duvall sneaks into round 7, but hope you guys all enjoyed this series, whether it be San Jose, Baylor, any of the state videos, any of the other stuff. Trust me when I tell you, a lot more is going to happen in College Football 26. I made, I think, like 70 to 80 videos on College Football 25, and I feel like that is nothing compared to what I have planned for College Football 26. So I hope you guys all enjoyed everything that went down in this game. Hope you guys all enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe. All that stuff that helps me out a lot. And I'll see you guys all in the next one.